Welcome to the Mind of Royer. With school being back in session for most colleges and universities, I wanted to make an edition where I talk about what to do and what not to do as a roommate. Freshmen, when they're moving in with someone unfamiliar or with a friend, oftentimes don't know exactly how to act or what to do to have a functional living situation with another person. Me personally, I have had multiple roommates in the past going through my undergraduate and graduate degree. Some roommates were spectacular, some were not so much. So I wanted to relay from my own personal experience some advice that might be beneficial to those who are in a situation in their place in life where they're living with others and they want it to go well, and perhaps they're considering seeking advice as to how to foster a positive relationship with their fellow roommates. First, I'm going to cover what not to do as a roommate. So first off, don't be a slob. If you're sharing a house, an apartment, or a small space with someone else, space is precious. And if you have noticed that the only stuff littering the floor, tables, counters, and rooms are your belongings, then you should clean up after yourself, because it's obvious that your roommate likes it clean, but maybe they just don't want to come off as rude or snobbish and tell you to clean up your stuff. Plus, being a slob smells. It's ugly for people who might want to visit your place, and upon seeing it, and first impressions matter a lot, they might consider you to be the slob, when in reality, your roommate has made the mess. And being messy contributes to a dysfunctional atmosphere. Having a clean space promotes a variety of activities without having to go through the unwanted but required process of cleaning. Secondly, don't be negative. Be an optimistic and positive, friendly individual, especially with your communications and interactions with your roommates. Let them know that you are approachable and that you're supportive and that you care. And this will go a long way, especially with people you're living with that may not know you or be familiar with who you are. Again, with first impressions, try to be friendly and it'll go a long way, and you might end up making a best friend out of it. Third, and this is very important, don't disregard others. If your roommate needs to be up early for work or for class, then let them get some sleep. Don't be bumping your music loud because you're entitled to do so. Be considerate of them and help promote their personal achievement, and they'll thank you for that. Fourth, don't act entitled. This goes for eating other people's food, thinking that'll be all right and you'll get them back later. It goes for using other people's personal belongings. Just ask. I've heard the old adage, it's better to ask permission than it is to ask forgiveness. And I'm sure they'd be happy to help you out, lend a hand, and be generous. But if not, you'll be happy you asked, because it might save you an argument and an unpleasant interaction if not. Also, don't act entitled to the common area, especially if you live in a small space. If your roommate has a priority task or something important they need to take care of and they need that space, it will probably benefit you in the long run, and they will remember your willingness to be cooperative and help them out in that situation. Also, don't act entitled to the deposit if you're living in an apartment or a rented house. Make sure that you do your absolute best when you move out to help your roommates clean the place, to help them do everything that it takes in order to earn your deposit back. And if you treat your place while you're living there like trash and you disobey the rules that the landlord has laid down, then you cannot expect and be entitled to the entirety of your deposit. This is important. Lastly, don't burn bridges. And this kind of wraps up the previous four and ties a nice bow on top of it. Your roommates could end up being some of the best friends you ever made. Don't be the one to burn the bridge. Don't be the one to be rude, inconsiderate, and an all-around careless roommate. Try your best to lead by example and show others that you are willing to contribute toward maintaining a functional, comfortable living space. All right, now on to what to do as a roommate. First, pull your weight. Make sure that your rent and any of the living expenses that you have committed to taking on are paid on time. Also, pull your weight with cleaning. It takes every member of the household to have a clean space and to maintain the hygiene and overall cleanliness of your house. Don't expect someone else to clean up after you or to do the majority of the work, because chances are you're just going to be annoying them. Secondly, be considerate of others. Kind of going off, don't disregard others, be considerate of them. Be considerate of their schedule. Be considerate of their personal values. Know where they come from. Know their background before you go firing off a controversial point of view. Be considerate of other people's opinions on certain subjects. Be considerate of others, and it will go a long way so you don't end up offending a roommate and having to patch things up with them because of some careless words or careless actions that were taken on your part. Third, make sure you self-advocate, and this comes with communication. There's going to be a time or a situation where you might be a little irritated with what's going on, and you need to communicate how you feel about it in a respectful and a kind way. Don't have a knee-jerk reaction where you become triggered and end up saying things that you really don't mean. These are very important in order for you to maintain a functional relationship with those people you're living with. I understand a lot of people aren't the confrontational type, but this isn't really being confrontational. This is just caring enough about your own well-being that you communicate with others how you feel so they can be mindful in the future, and hopefully that situation will not reoccur. Fourth, this is 2-in-1. Be sure to lend help and share your belongings. If you're willing to be generous and selfless with what you have in terms of time or resources, then chances are, after you've been willing to help your roommates, they will probably be much more inclined to help you out since you did the same. That can go back and forth, and it can save you a lot of money and time if you have the support of those around you. Lastly, make the most of it. Make the most of the new relationships that you have and the networking opportunities that you could have through them, whether it's doing fun events or going on adventures, experiencing new and enjoyable things. Make the most of being around your peers, being around like-minded individuals, being around educated people if you are a college student along with your fellow roommates. Band together, have each other's backs, and enjoy the ride. Make the most of it because it goes by very fast. So have a positive experience, stay safe, be a joy to be around, and always remember, stay humble. That's all I have for you. Hope the move-in process has been smooth. Hope you are hitting it off with your roommates. I wish the best for all of your school studies and homework. Be well, do well, and reach your full potential. Catch you all again soon.